Hi everyone. For those of you who don't know me, I am Mrs. Good, and I'll be your teacher for either Earth Science or Forensics. This is the same introductory video for both classes, so don't be surprised as I go through the screen here if you're in Forensics and you're seeing Earth Science up on the screen. I'm just using it as a demo class because both my classes are set up the same way. I know that I probably have some of you in both classes. I think I've seen a few of those. And happy to see I do have quite a few returning students, so students that I've had in previous classes. Nice to see you guys back, and welcome to those of you who I've never had in class. So the purpose of this video is to make sure that you understand just how to navigate my course, and some of my course policies, and what you can expect from me as a teacher. So let's just start with some very basic stuff. When you log into your course, you end up on the updates page, so it will look like this when you log in. So really important that you read the updates. Guys, just glance through them. And I know that it can get really overwhelming when you're on your home page and you have, I don't know, sometimes you could have like 20 new updates when you log in because each one of your teachers might have posted an update, and then there might be school updates and then group updates. It can get pretty ridiculous. So I would suggest that you make sure that you don't miss anything by always checking the updates in each course, so you know that you haven't missed anything in your home page, because you'd have to scroll through quite a bit to see everything. So once you're in and you've read your updates, you'll want to click on materials, because that's where you'll find what we are working on that week. Now, this course info folder will always sit at the top here, and that's where you will find my contact info too. It's right here on the outside of the folder, and this will not go away. So this will always be here for you. Now, those of you who've been in my class in the past, remember I used to keep it down here, but there's district updates that are coming about every week, and it makes all of this information that I've put in disappear. So now it will always be right here, so you have to click on materials to see it. It sits here on the outside of the folder as a description, but you can also go into the folder. So this course info folder has a lot of great stuff. Part of it is teacher contact info, so you'll find it there as well. Now, one reason I want you guys to go through this folder is that I've added just other miscellaneous information that might help you not only with my course but with other classes. Like this FAQs, the frequently asked questions. There are things in there that you might not even thought of yet, so it might be a good idea just to go through there and see maybe if there's things you didn't know about, or certainly if you do have a question about something, start there, because I may have answered that question. The things to keep in mind is just a general online schooling. I want you to go through it because, again, there's things in there that might help you be a better online student and be more successful and actually have an easier time this semester. Late work, that is actually a link for late work. It's linked into the late work form. When you submit something late in my course, I need to know that you've submitted it, so you can use this late work form. And from there, there are just some resources for you to use. Here's my work session link. Here is Schoology Help. Here's a video if you're having trouble submitting assignments, and so on. So I'm not going to go through everything here. I want you to go through it and just know what kind of resources are here. This is kind of like a resource library here in the course info folder. So that will always sit on the top, and I give it an orange color here so that stands out, and you know that's not content, that's just extra info for you. Now, the way your content will be presented is in weekly folders. You will only see folders that have been assigned. Like right now I can scroll through and you can see every week from my view, but I'll have these hidden until they're assigned. I'll make sure the date that they're assigned is clearly marked on here. These aren't right now. I'm still setting things up. So you will know what week we're working on, because it will be clearly marked here. And I'll also have an announcement that floats at the top of both the updates page and this materials page that lets you know which folder you should be in. So really important, guys, this is not a self-paced class in terms of how much work you get done each week. This is self-paced in terms of how much you decide to do during the week. So it's still what we call a teacher-driven course. I tell you what you need to get done during the week. I really don't care when you do it during the week. That's totally up to you. So know that you have to log in every day for attendance. And by every day, I mean Monday through Friday, okay, a regular work week. So you need to log in to each of your classes. You cannot just log into your home page or just into Schoology. You actually have to go into each class, and then you have to go into materials, you have to go to a folder, click on a folder, and go into the content. Otherwise, you may not show up as logging in, and that's how we take attendance. I go in about the same time every day, somewhere between 4 and 6. So I'm looking back through the previous 24 hours. So I fudge by a couple of hours because, like I said, I have kind of a 4 to 6 o'clock window that I take attendance. So I'm looking for your last login between 4 and 6 or around that time, for the 24 hours preceding that time. So if you log in, let's say at 9 a.m. on Monday, and then Tuesday you don't log in until 2 p.m., you could possibly be marked absent because you didn't log in within a 24-hour period. So you should probably pick a time each day that you know you can log in fairly consistently for attendance. And I know some of you are part-time students. I've recommended to students in the past that if you are a part-time student, let's say you need to be at another high school early in the morning, just give yourself an extra like 10 minutes in the morning. It could even be a first thing in the morning thing. When you get up, log in, just click on your classes, go into a materials folder, go eat your breakfast, come back, log out. Okay, and you can open multiple tabs and log into all of your courses that way. So that just helps you make sure that you're fulfilling that attendance requirement. Now, as far as your work and what you need to do there, like I said, it doesn't matter to me when you do it. So if you prefer to do all of your earth science or all of your forensics in one day, you can do that. But just know that all of the work that's been assigned for a week does need to be done by the due date. The due date's the last day in the folder. The work week in my class is Monday through Sunday. Okay, let me be very clear. That doesn't mean that I expect that you're working on Sunday. I do not expect you to be working on the weekends, so it's totally up to you. That's when you want to do the work, you can. But I would prefer that you're working Monday through Friday because that's when I'm available. I am not available on the weekends. So if you're waiting until Saturday or maybe even Sunday to do the work in the folder and you're not sure what to do or you have questions, I won't be available to help. Okay, so that Sunday due date, that's just to give you extra time if you need it. That's to give you a full week to get that work done. But remember, that doesn't mean you should be working on Sunday or submitting your assignments on Sunday. You should probably be submitting them earlier in the week. Okay, now with that said about your work week, I do include a suggested schedule. Now, in this first week, and I'll talk about this a little further in another video that will be embedded within the weekly introduction, you will see every week that you have a weekly intro. Now, this week, this example I'm giving in Earth Science is kind of far down. Usually it will be the very first page, but we have some welcome stuff to get through right now. So let me just click here and show you that I will give you a suggested schedule. So this is just a suggestion. It could be helpful if, particularly here in the beginning, you're just not sure how to pace your classes. You can cut and paste this into a calendar. You could print this off. However you think this would be helpful for you, you could follow this and say, okay, it's Monday. This is what Mrs. Good says I should be doing today. Tuesday, come on in, do what I say you should be doing here. Okay, so you can use this if you want, but you don't have to. This is just here if you would like to use it. There's also an assignment checklist here, just so you know, okay, these are the assignments I absolutely have to make sure I get in, reminders and tips. Now, there will always be a video here too. I haven't created this video yet, so you don't see it, but that's just the way for me to communicate to you about that week, maybe specifics about assignments. You will also see sometimes I have videos embedded throughout the week talking specifically about assignments. And I think, if I remember, capturing the rock cycle assessment here. And in forensics, you won't see quite as many of these. But in ninth grade earth science, certainly you see some of these videos where I'm showing you what I want you to do. So make sure, guys, that you are reading everything, you are clicking every link, and you're watching every video. I would say that 90% of the time when a student is struggling, it's because they're trying really hard to avoid a lot of the work. And I totally get it. I understand. That's human nature to think, well, I'm just going to skim through and do what I can, and then if I don't get it, I'll go back. But I can guarantee that it will be easier for you as an online student if you spend the time to accept the help that your teachers are trying to give by providing lots of reading that gives descriptions and instructions, and then videos that do the same. So please don't skip the video instructions. They really will help, I promise. Okay, so, really important thing that I haven't talked about yet, and I assume you've figured it out by now if you've gotten this far and you're watching this first video. You have to click on folders in my course and then use next to move through to each one of the pages. You cannot just come in here and click on a page when you see the folder view, like maybe you're thinking, well, I'm just going to go straight to the assignments and get them over with. If you do that, you will get a private access message. It'll tell you that you cannot access that page. My folders are all set for student completion for two reasons. One is it helps you keep track of where you are, and second, it helps me make sure that you're going through the content sequentially and that you have everything you need to get through the content and do the assignments. So just know that you always have to click next here, and then let's say maybe you are in material or update view here, and you see the assignments over here. You don't see them here yet because I haven't put those in the grade book, but when you do see those over here, if you click on an assignment, it will give you that same message unless you've been through the folder. Okay? So if there's any reason that's happening, and you've maybe been through the folder and you're still getting that message, you've got to let me know. That means probably something else is wrong and we need to get that figured out. Okay, so let's see. We've talked about your folder views, your folder that's assigned for the week. This is like a light green right now. You really can't see it because I don't have that. See, it's still hidden. When you can actually see that folder, that'll be a darker green. Always try to remember to do that, to make the folder that you should be in for that week green, so that you know that's our folder this week. So a couple ways you can tell: the dates and the color of the folder. Also, and I don't know, can you hear the background noise that's going on? You know, this is one thing working from home. First, my cat was over here digging in my trash can. He likes plastic. It's really weird. And now he's over on his scratching pad, so I so apologize. You might even hear my dogs bark later. Maybe in a future video, I'll introduce my pets so you know what's going on here. Okay, so beyond this, really most of the information you need is going to be in here in this course info folder. I will have weekly help sessions or work sessions. So there's not a required live session that you have to log in where I'm going to give some sort of lesson or go through content. I prefer to have that in the content so it's there for you to digest when you need it. So like I said, there will be some videos of me presenting some information to you, mostly about assignments. Those are in the course, don't skip them. But there are a couple times a week. I've got Thursday listed on here right now as one of the days. I may have to remove that because I may have to, I may be at our actual office on most Thursdays, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. That might change. Right now as it stands, Monday at 10 a.m., Wednesday at 5 p.m., and Thursday, like I said, that one might change. I will have work sessions, and that means that I will be in my Collaborate classroom, the virtual classroom. So all you have to do is click this link, and it will take you in, and then we can look at the screen together. Sometimes I'll just say, hey, I'm going to give you a call, and we'll talk over the phone while we look at the screen, because sometimes I don't know, it's just kind of clunky when we're trying to use the computer, use the mics, and or chat that way. It's really what you prefer. We'll just work it out. I'm also available if you just want to call. I would prefer that right away when you have an issue, you text or call. You can text this number right here. So text me, call me. You can send me a message through Schoology. You know, that's that little envelope you see up in the upper right. You can, in fact, let me show it right here, this little envelope. You can send me an email. So let me know right away if you have an issue with the course, with an assignment, you just have a question, you want to chat about something, let me know right away. I'll get back to you just as soon as I can. Now remember, if it's late in the evening or if it's a weekend, I won't be getting back to you immediately, but I will always do my best to get back to you just absolutely as soon as I can. So again, guys, I want to make sure that you are totally comfortable with contacting me. That's what I'm here for. I think that's the hardest thing for new online students, is to kind of feel like, I'm not supposed to be texting my teacher or calling my teacher, but you are. That's what we expect. And that's how we know that you need help, or that we need to, do something to help you keep moving forward in the course. So read through the course info folder. Watch my video in your week 1 folder this week as well, the second video on the page that's actually the weekly intro page. I'll go into a little more detail about your course specifically. So other than that, I'm just happy to have you in class, and I want to hear from you. So make sure that you're letting me know immediately if there's anything I can do to help, and I'd appreciate it if you just stop in a work session just to introduce yourself too. And I'm talking about a virtual work session, but also I will be at some of our face-to-face work sessions at our new location. So stop by there anytime so I can get to know you. Thanks, guys. Hope we have a great semester.